Oh, whoa, I didn't see you there while we're admiring this soft pack everyday cooler that has completely changed my life, Phil.
Oh, we're talking coolers today, huh?
No, we are talking coolers. We have reached that age in life
Right.
to where it's like we're researching coolers and everything.
Now, many of you are thinking, this is stupid. You just buy a cooler at Walmart.
Yeah.
It does they all do the same thing.
Just go buy it.
That's where you're going to differ.
Yeah. And that's where I'm going to say that was my folly. And it was one event in particular, one event that you got to come to. So what happened is that we went to a Cardinals game.
Yeah.
Not the one that you and I went to.
Right.
That I kind of like started taking this seriously, taking my cooler purchases seriously.
He's gotten serious about coolers.
Yes, I gotten serious about coolers. It's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think I am on the spectrum a little bit because I kind of hyperfixate on things and go crazy with.
He's gonna get a bumper sticker that says it's a cooler thing. You wouldn't understand.
Exactly. Yeah. So we went to a Cardinals game. We being like my wife and in-laws, and Busch Stadium has a policy on the coolers. You can't bring hard coolers in. They have to be soft packs only, and the cooler has to be able to fit into a box. They have a box there whenever you walk in with security before you walk into the metal detector. They put your cooler in the box, and the box, I took notes here, is 10-inch by 8-inch by 10-inch. That's the size of the box that the cooler has to be in.
Okay.
And so what I found out was that the one thing that I had that could fit in that box was like it's pretty much a lunch bag. Like I got it for free somewhere. It's very, very thin.
I know what you're talking. I know exactly the ones.
You know,
they're like probably the cheap ones you get places. They slap a logo or a business logo. Yeah.
It's very thin. It's smaller than what I need because I don't know if you guys know anything about Busch Stadium, but like a bottle of water is like $10. It's kind of crazy. But what Busch Stadium has done is they made it, like I said, you can bring in your own soft cooler. And
which I'm guessing is so they don't want it used as a weapon against rivals like Cubs fans or whoever.
Yeah. So, which they have some stipulations with it. It has to fit within this box, like I said, 10-inch by 8-inch by 10-inch. And you have to have plastic or aluminum like sealed containers in it.
Okay.
So
now
I'm sorry. Blah. Switch back.
Okay.
It has to be plastic and sealed. That's it.
Okay.
So
now with all that in mind, how did you arrive at this particular model?
So I hyperfixated.
Right.
And did a lot more did a lot more research on coolers than what I care to dive into, but it's all going to come out during this episode. So, anyways, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I want something that's going to keep my drinks cold the whole entire time because, baseball is a very long season and, it's also happening during the hottest part of the summer.
Yeah.
So I want something that's going to keep my drinks cold in case I go to an afternoon game or to another concert venue that may be outside because I was like, you know what? I'm like, Busch Stadium allows this. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good measurement to gauge on whether or not other places are going to allow you to bring in a cooler. And if they are, it's probably going to meet the specifications here.
Okay.
And the only deviation off from that I have seen is at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater in St. Louis. It changes names every week. No. But anyway, it's the big outdoor concert venue. If you want to go see, like the big bands outdoors, that's where they go. With them, I can't bring this cooler in because it has to be transparent. So it's like a prison.
Oh, yeah. That's
to where like it has to have the clear bags or whatever. But, Busch Stadium allows it. I go there enough to where this cooler, which costs less than $50, including the ice packs that I have in there. And the ice packs, that's kind of the reason what makes this whole thing great because it's kind of a system. And anyways, so I was like, I want something to where I can carry a bunch of drinks, enough to get me through the game, to where I don't have to spend $40, to keep myself hydrated.
Okay.
And I looked and I browsed RTIC's website because I've bought stuff from them before. Been very happy with them. It's reasonably priced. It's I really won't say they're inexpensive. They cost less than other cooler companies like Yeti, but you know the quality is still there. You get what you pay for with it. Like
Okay.
yes, if you look in like some of the ice cooler challenges, and I'm talking about the hard coolers, like the Yeti outperforms it, but the Yeti also costs double the amount, you know. But so what also led me to this cooler is what I found out. Like I said, I did way too much research. Is that most of your coolers and lunch boxes, they lose all of their cooling factors through the lid. That's where the heat kind of creeps its way in because they're not insulated on top.
Kind of like human heads.
Yeah, exactly like that. And so this is insulated on top, which means that it's gonna, you know, do a better job keeping your stuff cool. And the whole thing's insulated. It's nice. It's got foam in it. And the other thing that was also kind of an added bonus with it is it has the metal can opener or metal bottle opener on it, and it's actually pretty high quality. And I know what some people are thinking. They're like, "Well, you're not going to be able to take that into places." Well, you know what? They thought of that, and so it's got this nice little loop thing. It's just like, all right, let me in, security. It's not there anymore. It's in my pocket. No,
so that's how you. That's how you got to this.
Yes.
Now let's take a quick overview of outside of it.
Let me get this back in so that people can see how easy it is to slip back on.
It'd be a real shame if it was really hard.
There you go. So it's back on.
All right. So to me, you said it's not like you get what you pay for and all that stuff, but it, you know, it doesn't look cheap.
No.
It doesn't. It does the quality of the material. Obviously, we've got, you know, there's nothing really back here in the back. You got a pocket here on the side, which you've got
2 pockets.
Keeping your
Yeah, so I got to set up,
Can
like
cool.
this isn't like your typical like, oh, look how pretty it is, I'm going to make it look. You'll see in the B-roll what it looks like, you know, factory without anything in it. But, you know, I just wanted everybody to kind of see like how I use this every day. So for me, I'm an overthinker or overplanner. I like to have a koozie. So guess what? And I'm tired of in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, like, oh, where's my koozie? I got to throw it in. Guess what? I just slip it in this side pocket here. I always have my can koozie with me.
Okay. And to be fair, he is not drinking alcohol with a can. He's drinking energy drinks and sodas and stuff like that.
Yeah, mainly sodas and sparkling ice. But also I like to have, you know, I usually do a good workout in the morning. I got in a pretty good habit of that. And I like to have a hydration pack on me pretty much all times. Even if I'm outside, you know, I'm just like, you know what? I got a pocket here. I'm going to keep a hydration pack in there.
Okay.
You know? And I don't have any preference, just whatever gets the job done in case I start feeling like I sweat too much. And then I'm also, this might be a little bit of like my OCD or like my spectrum tendencies, I guess, but I always got to have napkins. Okay. And so I like to have napkins when I eat. So I got my emergency napkins like right here. You know, so that's just kind of like how I every day carry this. And then
keep wanting to cover this real quick.
Yes,
the strap looks comfortable. It's got that foam padding there.
It is. It actually is a very nice strap. What I like about it is removable, so you can, you know, take it off. Like whenever they ship it to you, the strap is off, but I keep it on, and you can't. So you can adjust this to where you can cross body it, you know, which is what I like. I ride a motorcycle quite a bit. Anytime that's not pouring down rain, I ride in the winter. I'm hardcore like that. But no, anyways, I got heated seats and grips. Like it's a BMW.
Ooh la la.
But anyways, with my helmet on, like I can cross body it still, which is kind of nice. Cause I like to hop off on my motorcycle and then walk into my office and then take all my motorcycle gear off. So
it's funny because crossbody I know as the wrestling move, but it's all right. But you know, that also it makes sense. Crossbody.
Yeah, crossbody purse. That's kind of a new popular thing.
Okay.
Don't mind Phil tapping his mic. But yeah, so on the exterior, that's kind of like the things that's awesome. Also, there's another pouch right here too that you can store some internal things.
Okay.
I haven't put anything in there yet. If you got an idea what I should put in there to have every day, you know, leave that in the comments.
Put your fishing license in there?
But you could, yeah. That's a good idea because I go fishing a lot and I could put that in there, you know, my hard copies of my license and my, you know, trout tag and all that. Put it all in there. Boom. Good idea.
Okay.
It's lightweight when you don't have anything in it.
It's not too bad.
I don't know the exact weight, but I'll tell you, it's lightweight.
Ready to open this up?
Yep, let's open
So we
it
covered
up.
the outside now.
Yep, so the inside, pretty no nonsense.
Good sturdy zipper on that thing.
Yep, it's silver, and it's got a silver liner on it, and it's got, this is what I thought too that I liked. So this thing can serve like, two purposes. You can either put like maybe your snacks, chips, or whatever up here, but whenever you go onto RTIC's website and go to order this, it will offer you a good deal on the 2 ice packs. And like, here's another thing too. I was like, I just go buy, the cheap ice packs, and, call it a day.
Yeah.
Well, they sell these. I don't really want to say the price on it, but I will say this. It's safe to say if you go online, you can get this whole setup minus the drinks. The drinks aren't included. But the 2 ice packs in the cooler, it will cost you, around $50 or less.
Okay.
RTIC does do the ID Me, so if you're a government employee, military, veteran, or whatever, teacher, you get a discount too as well, which is pretty nice. But it's less than $50, configured this way. And I will say this is where not all ice packs are created the same. This is kind of like why, like I said, this is a system, and it's a system that works really well, being the cooler and the 2 ice packs. So these ice packs have a freeze point of 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So, water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is actually colder than actual ice. And then the nice thing about it is that this is like a dry ice, a dry formula. It's not dry ice, but it's like a dry formula here that we're using to where, we're not having to put ice inside this, when your stuff gets wet or you have to worry about your chips. Whenever these things no longer lose their coldness or they melt, which they have not melted on me yet. And I've done like a 24-hour, road trip with this. I've been out, I did a month's worth of military training, and I carried like all my, drinks and my lunch and stuff out there because I didn't want to eat MREs, so I packed my own stuff. And I went out there, and it survived the rigors of that,
And you've had this since when? September?
Like September 8th.
Okay.
Is what I've been using it.
So this is not a new purchase that he's just making up that he's used.
So this is a condition after, almost 2 months of use for a person that works every day for their state's conservation department.
Yeah.
And then is also, in the Army National Guard and spent a month out in the field.
Okay.
Doing Army stuff, and it carried my drinks, kept everything cold, and it lasted all day. And these packs, every time that I was done for the day, were still frozen, which I thought was amazing. Yeah. Which I used, good like cooler etiquette, which anytime I opened it, I made it real quick. Like open it up, get your stuff out, and hurry up and zip it up, so you don't lose.
I never even thought about
etiquette so you don't lose any of your cooler stuff there. One thing I do want to point out that I think is like an awesome kind of attention to detail is look at the zipper on this. So you see like how it's like that little T looking thing, looks kind of like a boat anchor. That's the latches on their expensive hard coolers.
Oh, okay.
So that's the way that it latches. So I thought that was kind of a nice little touch.
That's branding, baby.
Yeah. So, for their cheapest entry into their cooler lineup, I thought that was, a nice touch, and it's quality, and it doesn't seem like it's going to break off.
All right, now let's open this thing now.
Yep. So now we got a little surprise in here. So I talked about the ice and how that's awesome. So I just want to go over just something that I learned in my little cooler journey. So the secret to a lot of keeping stuff cold for a long period of time is like even if you're using a regular cooler with actual ice in it, get you some of these packs that freeze, below 32 degrees and line the bottom of your cooler with them. Because here's why, it's like science. So whenever that ice like melts on the top, it'll come down to the bottom, and then it will freeze on top of that ice pack. And so then it'll turn into like essentially block ice.
Okay.
So then it's like, yeah, your ice melted, but now it refreezed at the bottom.
Okay.
So, and that's going to keep your stuff cooler longer. Like, yeah, if you're just going to work and you're going to quickly take it out and put it in your work refrigerator or whatever, not that big of a deal. But you know, if you're going on a weekend camping trip or whatever, you know, that's kind of like some good advice that I wish I knew. You know,
Going and floating on the river.
Yeah, 20 years ago, I wish I knew about that. Because then you can take really, if you use that little trick, you can take any cheap cooler and just automatically bump up the ice retention on it. But
I bet you haven't heard cooler expertise like that since Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse. If I stumbled through that joke, then any worse than. Anyway, let's move on to this.
So on the inside of the cooler,
he was a cooler in the movie Roadhouse.
We have our special guest that Phil found, and man, aren't these cans?
Look at these cute little cans. So Jones Soda. There's something special about these Jones Sodas. This is actually probably the most common one I've seen in stores around here. This is their berry lemonade soda. So they sell things in bottles and also these little mini cans. This is a 4-pack. And so I figured we're going to do a little, cooler review.
Comparison, the size
of the things
for the
put in
cans.
there.
Because here's the other thing too, I didn't realize it until I put them side by side. The Liquid Death, these are 19.2 ounces. And then this is a sparkling ice, popular beverage. Real refreshing, has caffeine in it. But it's 12 ounce, or 16 ounces, so a pint. And then
these are 7.5.
These cute little cans are 7.5. So that kind of gives you.
So you can think about how many of these you could fit in this cooler.
Yeah, so it's an 8-can cooler, so you could probably.
Basing off of the normal 12-ounce soda cans.
Yeah,
I guess.
so you could probably. Oh yeah, you could fit 3 rows of those.
Yeah.
So you could fit.
And obviously, if you
could fit 12 of these in there.
Yeah. And you could put, sandwiches, your lunch, whatever. So you can fit a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because I got these 3 here. Put that 4th one in there. So I got those. I got these 4 sodas, and then that, and your ice packs are already in there. You can still fit a sandwich there, and then some chips. Granola bars, like whatever, berries.
So if you're thinking like, these stadiums are trying to keep you from bringing in your own food, they want to limit it, so you buy from their stands. Not really. You could fit a ton of stuff in here.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're just like an alcoholic who needs to drink a bunch, you can really fit a ton in here. So.
Yep.
Let's try these while we're at it.
And you know what? Here's something interesting too, just to kind of show. So these Jones sodas have only been in this cooler for about, what would you say, 30 minutes?
Yeah, if that.
Probably about 30 minutes, and they kind of are cold to the touch now, you know? So
because these were room temperature when I brought them.
They weren't pre-chilled or none of that, which, that's another trick. There goes my notes, but hey, I already talked about that stuff. Yeah. But here's another trick too. Pre-chill your stuff, like especially if they're drinks and stuff. Mm-hmm. If you can, you had the ability, put them in the fridge overnight and everything before you pack your cooler, and that alone will keep them colder longer too.
I'm going to try this again. Hold on. Okay. Get a load of this guy. He's a cooler expert. No, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. I'll figure out a way to word this joke before the end of this video.
Okay. But, all right.
Keep in mind, Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse was a cooler. He would cool down the fights. Think about that. And we'll figure out this punchline before the end of the video. Yep.
So this is the Jones canned soda. It's the berry lemonade soda. It's really cool. I really like the can and the color that they have there.
This guy's a regular.
It is blue.
Patrick Swayze with all this cooler expertise. That's closer. Okay.
Yep. But look at this picture. It reminds me of a Japanese horror film.
I kind of showed it earlier. If you don't remember this about Jones Soda, we covered it before. They will put, like, you can send them photos and they'll put them on cans and stuff like that. This is from Amanda West from Eugene, Oregon. They put who it's from and where you're from, who it's from and where they're from. And so it's always been a cool little feature about Jones Soda.
All right.
So here we go.
And cheers. And it is blue. I can tell in the can.
Yep.
Oh, wow. It has that aftertaste. Kind of reminds me of like sparkling water. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's not like it's like, think about some of the Mountain Dew stuff we've had the past year or so. Mm-hmm. they have that strong aftertaste because A, it's Mountain Dew, and it's just that feature of strong sodas like that. This is not quite like that. It's not thin, it's not weak, I would say. I mean, this is a cane sugar soda, no caffeine.
Yep.
And that's all Jones sodas, I think, are pretty much. I think they're all cane sugar. Could be wrong, but I think they're all cane sugar. So yeah, it's not gonna. You might not like the berry lemonade flavor, but it's not because it's too strong. I would say. I think
Right.
that's just.
No. Yeah, I can tell that it has like a hint of lemonade in it.
I do like that blue and black color though. That's good. That's a good can design. But
Yeah, I love that. Like, I want a car that color.
I know.
BMW has almost a color like that, like on their, I think on their 3 Series cars.
that's like kind of like my ideal blue right there. It's sort of like that's a sci-fi blue right there.
Let's get back to the Jones soda here. So what do you think? You like it?
Yes.
Dislike it? Neutral?
I think we talked about it a little bit. I like it. I think if you like the sound of the flavor, you should probably like this. That's my takeaway from it. No surprises. It's pretty safe. So yeah, I think you'll like it.
Okay. Yep. I like it. I think it'd be great for the summer. I mean, it's good in the winter too. Like if something's good, it doesn't matter what season it is.
And I'll say I mentioned this to you when we were before shooting. As I've aged and I've kind of appreciated the smaller, size on like sodas and stuff because I just not as into drinking a ton of soda despite this channel bringing me back into it.
Yeah.
I just don't want a ton of sweet sodas, so I like the 7.5 ounce. It's a good easy drinker, whatever.
Because what you don't see is that all the marathons that we run just so that we can burn all the calories to try all this stuff.
We've got medals all over the place, trophies and everything.
We're we're humble about it.
Now that's out of the way. You are a big fan of this.
I am.
That was your takeaway from you've
used
used it.
My takeaway is that it's the best soft pack cooler that I have used. Now, mainly I've used like the Igloos, and whatever they got at, whatever I would find at like Walmart or whatever would be given to me for free.
Yeah.
This is one of the first ones I actually did my research and like went out and bought, and I'm very happy with it. I did look at the Yetis, but I just couldn't bring myself to pay, close to $100 for this. Now, used market, I could have found a Yeti, probably the equivalent Yeti to the same price as this. I'm talking about the Yeti lunchbox, okay? I'm not talking about the Yeti, like actual soft pack.
Yeah, relax, people. He's talking about the giant Yetis.
Yeah, I'm talking about, the Yeti lunchbox that they have that costs, like
the comparable size and price.
Yeah, which the Yeti lunchbox is smaller than this.
Okay.
But, apparently it's really, really tough. I don't know. I mean, I like the Yeti stuff, but the only Yeti stuff that I have is, the tumbler, like a little 8-ounce tumbler thing. And I mean, it's lasted for 8 years now because I got it for my 30th birthday.
No.
Gave away my age.
Oh, well. Did you say how old you are now? Huh? Actually, you can't.
38.
Yeah, no.
In case you can't do math.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I highly recommend it. It comes in any color under the sun. I just got it for black just to play it safe because, the military, they like their certain colors.
And you can get this in pink, by the way.
You can get it in pink. You can get it in plum.
Plum.
Yeah, you can get in all sorts of colors. So, but I just got black just to play it safe. Once I retire, then I'll probably get some crazy color. But anyways.
So you're saying that if this was any better of a cooler, it could be Patrick Swayze at the Double Deuce.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll say.
I got the joke. Okay, sorry.
The only thing that I think that would make this better is because I'm a nerd. I read the instructions and everything. They recommend not using actual ice in it.
Okay.
But using the ice pack. So I think the only way that you can make it better is figure out a way to where you do have the option of using just regular ice, you know.
Okay.
But
Sounds like a winner to me. I mean, if you're in the market for like about sub $50,
Yep.
like personal cooler, this is gonna last.
It's gonna last.
Sturdy. Keep your stuff cool. Keep a lot of stuff in it. Got a bottle opener.
Yeah, thought
Nice
of
strap,
everything.
Pockets. What more do you want?
Exactly. But as always, I'm Andrew,
And I was Phil.
and we're out.
Bye.